C2 here. It is Thursday, Tuesday, November 12th at 10:12. Just making a video since I need to. Blah 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 blah. Um, my eyes itch, or maybe it's just the fact that I'm tired. I don't know, one or the other. And to keep me alive, I've got a little bag of snack or trail mix because trail mix is good. That's really one of my favorite snack foods. Any sort of trail mix, whether it be the Cheez-Its trail mix with like Cheez-Its and like bagel chip, just a whole bunch of stuff, or munchies. Oh my gosh, I love munchies, or just regular old trail mix. It's a good snack. Anyway, off topic. So 2 months ago, I put up a video question of the month, and 3 months ago, I also put up a question of the month video, and I skipped last month's because the question wasn't really something that I wanted to discuss. It's not bad. It was just decorating buses, and I just didn't have a lot of experience in decorating buses, or because no one in our district really decorates their bus, and I don't ever see that, so I just kind of skipped over it. I did make another video, but I never got around to uploading it in time to be eligible for the question of the month, if you will, I guess. Um, so I'm recording this, 2 weeks into the month, and hopefully this will be up tomorrow. Um, but whatever. Um, I may be editing this, and if I do edit this, there will be a big word or a big thing that says fancy right about here. It'll say fancy, and so on my school's laptop we have Adobe Premiere, and I use that in fourth period, which is video class, if you will. So I do know how to use it, and yeah, so I've been trying to use that. It hasn't really been working out lately, so I'm gonna try it again, and if not, then we'll just we'll work with whatever I use, which is nothing. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Like September's question of the month, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna review last month's question of the month, um, and I'm gonna discuss anyone who replied on my video. And speaking of, no one did reply on my video. The reason I make these videos is so that you guys can get my opinion and I can get your opinion. That's really the main reason why I make these videos, the question of the month videos, so that you can hear my opinion and I can hear your opinion. Just a little share thing. Um, you know, um, but as always, for the question of the month, thank you to School Bus Web for making this possible. Go and check them out. Link below, maybe, or whenever. Schoolbusweb.proboard.com. Let me look to make this official. Schoolbusweb.proboards.com with an S on the end. Proboards. So, yeah, I need a little bit of Tromix. I need a. What am I going to eat? I'm going to eat an almond. Because almonds are good. If I can open it. Almond. Okay, so the last question of the month was the transition smooth, and what do I mean by that? Transition smooth from going to summer to the school year. So was it good? Did anything go wrong on the first day of school? All that stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and read everyone on School Bus Web's reply. I don't know if I did that last time, but we're just going to go ahead and review this, and I may throw a little bit of whatever in there. Thomas Bluebird IC, he has a good YouTube channel. Link, or if you go on my channel page, I have a little sidebar that says my friends, or yeah, I just edited that today to include some people in there. So he's in there. He's a friend of mine. So go and check him out. He said the first day a lot of kids got on the wrong bus, so the parents were constantly calling transportation wanting their kids. Other than that, a few buses were running late, and everything went smoothly. And to elaborate on that, the late buses were because of all the parents picking up their kids in the car line, which blocked traffic, including the buses. And that was really the only reply that we got to this. So, just to remind you, my first day of school went well. There was a bit of confusion, but all that is in my other video, so you can go and find that. Okay, so this month's question of the month is something very relevant to school buses. It doesn't have to do with the technology on the bus or whatever. It has to do on the people with the bus, the people on the bus. So, what is the topic of the month this month? Question of the month, November 2013, bullying on the school bus, how does it affect us? So, I'll be answering a whole bunch of different questions that are asked on here, and giving you my opinion. Let's see, 6 minutes already, wow. Okay, so let's see, we're gonna read what the school bus web posted, and then we can go on. So let's see a little bit of background into this question. Every day, according to the U.S. Department of Education, approximately 10% of bullying incidents in the U.S. are related to the school bus. Consider the sheer number of students who ride the school bus every day, over 26 million, and that is simply a mind-blowing figure. So let's say 10% of 26 million, that's 2020, I don't know, it's 26,000, isn't it? I'm sorry, like I said, it's 10 at night, I'm not thinking right. Let's see. Okay, so 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 0.10 equals, is that even a number? No, wait, hold on, I put in one too much zeros. Never mind, my calculator is messing up. I'm getting a new phone this weekend. Whatever, it's still a big number either way. But, yeah, bullying is a very serious topic, and, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that, other than it's serious. So I guess, we can just get right into the questions. First off, this is, are you student past or present? Yes, right now, I'm a student. Or do you work in the student transportation industry? Soon. Is bullying a problem on the bus? Yeah, I would say so. Well, I heard, I'm not going to go into detail about this, but I heard on the bus, 2 seats in front of me today, they were talking about someone who was pregnant at my school, and they were just making fun of her and all that stuff, and I know it shouldn't be happening, but, you know, you don't need to be disrespecting other people. I mean, she made the choices that she wanted to make, and, you know, I'm not judging you because of the way you look or the videos that you post. But, no, I'm kidding. But, you know, you don't really need to be judging people, and there aren't a lot of good people in this world anymore. I mean, well, just a few weeks ago, actually this past weekend, that's when it was, there was a house party, and 2 people went in, and they shot, 28, they shot like 45 people or something like that, and 2 of them died. So, you know, there aren't a lot of good people in this world now, and, you know, I hate to say that, but, you know, I just got to, because that's a fact, you know. Has bullying on the bus affected you personally? No, it has not affected me personally. Have I been bullied before? Oh, yes, I have. But then again, haven't we all? But I got judged a little more than others because whenever I first moved down here, back in 5th grade, so 6, 7 years ago, yeah, 7 years ago, I had an accent, and I probably still do to these people, since I was from up north and we talked a different way. I moved down here, and I didn't know what y'all was, or because up north we would say you all and not y'all or whatever. So I just had a different accent, and everyone made fun of me for that. And that's just inside school. It never happened on the bus. Okay. In any of your experiences, how has it been dealt with? Um, let's see. I hate to say this, but I would tell my parents, and I mean, I don't want to say that I hate to say that, because, you know, maybe 7th or 8th grade whenever I was getting bullied. You know, I could have been old enough to step up for myself, but I didn't, you know, because really outside of the camera, outside of scouts, outside of band, I, I don't talk at all, whether you believe that or not. I am quiet. I do not talk whatsoever. And those are really the only three places that I can talk besides home. Because I'm just not comfortable talking there. Um, you know, but really I do tell my parents, mainly my mom, since I live with her. But at the time I was living with both my parents, and I would tell them, um, here's here's something. Ah, I need a M&M. Let's see, where is it? That's better. Better. Okay. Now, as you guys know, I'm very involved in Scouts, and I am one of the main leaders. Like if we had to choose 5 people, I hate to brag, but I'm in the top 5, if not like the top 3, top 2. I may be the top, you know, because right now I'm the highest ranking position right now. So, junior assistant scoutmaster for any of y'all who want to know. So I get a lot of stuff thrown at me. Um, And before I got moved up to that, which was, you know, maybe 2 months ago, I'd been in the same position that I had been for 2 years. And that position would always get a lot of problems. Not, I mean, how do I say it? The way people, okay, here, let's rewind a little bit. Back to whenever I was the main troop leader, I was the main person. I ran all the events, I ran the meetings, I ran the campouts, I ran everything. Okay? And then after that, we only do 6 months terms. And after that, because people were still comfortable with me, they've always been comfortable around me, I think. But after that, whenever I got moved down to the assistant of that, people were still talking to me about, hey, you know, this person did this and he did this, you know. And, you know, it really does show that some people do stand up for themselves, and you know, they're not afraid to talk to a leader, and I'm not afraid to deal with the problem, because I do deal with the problem. I don't just say, okay, whatever, you know, I'll fix that later. I actually deal with it. Um, so, okay. Do you think bullying is dealt with properly? You know, this is kind of a on the fence situation, you know. And I always happen to have a question of the month that has an on the question or on the fence question. Now, here's what I see. I don't know about you guys, but in our district, we have these stupid things. I'm sorry. We're talking about bullying, and I'm just saying they're stupid. Um, we have these text things. So basically, if I'm gonna, let's see. So let's see, I'll text a number. So, or no, I should probably text a number, not the name. So you see, I text the number up there. I type in whatever number that is. I don't know. I just typed in a random number. And then I say, hey, uh, Joe is bullying me by calling me stupid. You see, you can't really see that, um, but, and then basically you just send that, and they're supposed to do something about it, which it really doesn't do anything, you know. I guess it makes you feel better about yourself. Doesn't really do anything, though. So in my district, no, but my school, on the other hand, is really kind of cracking down on that stuff. Um, they really are getting a little more strict about this. But on the bus, you know, since I'm in high school, people are mature enough to crap. What did I do? I don't know what I just did here on my laptop. Let's see. I don't know. I'll find out later. But let's see. Display. Okay. Whatever. But on the bus, you know, maybe it's just because my bus driver is old. I don't know. but maybe he just doesn't hear it, or he doesn't really do anything. But my brother had the same driver last year and the year before, and he said whenever he would get in trouble, because, my brother's a little cuckoo, that, he did do the right thing, he did write them up or whatever. So yeah, I guess you can say that my bus driver did do the right thing, but he hasn't really done anything, because I guess we're high school and we're supposed to be mature, or at least I am. But, okay, if it was not dealt with properly, what would be a solution? I think writing someone up, sending them to detention, DMC, D-Hall, whatever you want to call it, because there's a whole lot of names. Um, those are really the only things I can think of without getting too insane with punishments, maybe bus suspension for a week or for a certain amount of time or whatever. Um, you know, So let's see, and okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read what everyone replied on School Bus Web, and I'm just gonna throw in my additional comments or whatever. Okay. So Jake said, "This is a very interesting topic to discuss. While school districts really haven't started to crack down on bullying as of recent, the bus is still a hard environment to tackle." Yes, it is. I do agree with that. Without monitors, it's hard for the driver to focus on what's going on the bus and focus on what's on the road at the same time. And this really kind of goes back to me driving, because, I never even talked about, so I can't really say it goes back to me. But it kind of relates to me driving, rather. Whenever I'm on the highway and we're coming from downtown, it's a 20-minute ride. My brothers are in the back seat, and they kind of fight sometimes. So, and I'm usually right in the middle of the seat. But since I've started driving, I've been in the front seat. Yeah. I know it's scary. Ooh. But my dad is usually, or he was usually having to, kind of, hey, stop doing that. But now with me driving, it's kind of, I can keep my eyes on the road, and he can be the monitor, if you will, and make sure that they're behaving. So, let's see, where was I? While some cases of bullying may differ, while some cases of bullying may be more obvious than others, the best thing to do is have the students comfortable talking to the driver and other district officials. If the student feels comfortable to speak out, they will seek help, and then situations like these can be dealt with properly. And I was going back to saying scouts, people are comfortable with talking to me about a lot of stuff. Trust me, I mean a lot of stuff. Let's see, I'm gonna because I'm getting tired. Let's see. Steve said, let's see. Okay, Steve said, "I can agree with it being a hard environment to tackle," quoting Jake. As unlike the classroom, the bus driver is in charge of a great deal of multitasking, of course. We have to keep in mind that a school bus is a 10 to 15-ton commercial vehicle as well, since safety is, of course, the highest priority. There's always a chance that things will slip through the cracks while the bus is in motion, and of course there is always what happens at the bus stop along with what happens between school and getting on the bus. True. Seeing as not all cases are obvious as what happens in the pictures I posted, yes, to both students and adults. Those in power to handle the problems need to be able to make themselves available. And I said, I'm always available to talk to at Scouts if anyone needs to talk to me. They don't have to schedule or anything. I'm just always there to talk to them if they need me. As far as handling the problem, here's where things get complicated. Obviously, looking the other way is not an acceptable response. However, the opposite response is just as unacceptable as well. Over the past few years, bullying has grown into a label that risks misuse. Should rejection from the cool kids, or the people who sit in the back, rather, from a preschool playdate be considered the same thing as being attacked on the bus for your lunch money? Hmm, that's a good that gets your mind going. Um, while we want to take care of bullies, oh gosh, reference. Are we turning into a scarlet letter of sorts? Once a bully, always a bully? And you know why that I find that ironic? The book that I'm reading for English is Scarlet Letter, and I just finished reading my chapter maybe about 20 minutes ago, right before I started making this video. Huh, isn't that ironic? Because she commits adultery. I'm not going to go into what happens there, or I'm not explaining what that is. And she has to wear a big A on her chest for adultery. So that means that she's always going to do it no matter what. Interesting reference, Steve. Interesting reference. What we really need to do is take care of the small problems before they become the bigger ones. While we've never had a society where everyone is like everyone else, we do need to prevent chaos. True. To reply to the top post on the, let's see, okay, yes, Steve also replied to the questions, were you a student? Yes, he was a student, although the last time I rode a bus was in 2000. Wow, Steve, you're old. Were you ever in the bus industry? No, in my experience, I wouldn't consider bullying a serious problem on the bus. That's a different question. I guess it depends on everyone's definition of bullying, though. I didn't really witness much that could affect the driver's ability to do his or her job. Remember, the bus driver can't really take care of what happens at the bus stop, though. True. Yes, it did affect me personally. Elaborating would be long and boring, just like all of your other stories, Steve. So saying it happened to me would save everyone a couple of hours. You're funny. This is why I put this question here. In my experience, pretty much nothing was being done. No, I did not think it was dealt with properly. Okay. Tony posted, bullying inside school buses can significantly impact a student's moral and thought process, especially when he or she encounters them on a regular basis. It might be worse if a student encounters them from first thing in the morning all the way until he or she goes home. They can likely put a lot of pressure on both the driver and affected students to address the issue on hand. More than likely, the perpetrator may face family issues that could cause him to become stressed to begin with, and he might not know the alternatives to dealing with it other than picking on others from their own benefit, for their own benefit, actually. Other times, it may be how a student dresses or looks physically that could spark such ridicule. Like I was saying way back when, whenever this video first started, I was teased because of my accent and my deep voice for the time. Because in 5th grade, my voice wasn't much higher, or my voice wasn't much higher than this. Let's see, where was I? It is indeed a tough issue to talk that needs to be tackled, not just by their peers and fellow riders, but also by parents, the school bus operators, and schools managing them. It is one problem that sometimes gets ignored at times until a victim does something horrific. I remember way back whenever I was in 7th grade, so 4 years ago, someone committed suicide who was being bullied. He had just gotten tired of it and he shot himself. And my friend, he goes to another high school. He actually had him in his math class, and he knew him. So, that's pretty serious, And this went national news. I swear it was national news. I remember seeing it on the Today Show. Maybe if I can find a link, I'll put it in the description if this is edited. Or if not, and you're watching the video still this far, because it's been, what, 20 minutes now? 24 minutes, wow. Then, okay, Steve was quoting Tony, and so I'll just say, okay, bullying inside the school bus can significantly impact the student's moral and thought process, especially when they counter him on a regular basis. It might be worse if a student encounters him from the first thing in the morning all the way until they go home, and can put a lot of pressure on both the driver and affected students to address the issues at hand. And Steve said to that, interesting observation. I wonder what the statistics are when it comes to the time of day happening. While most students are still busy waking up in the morning, cyberbullying makes this potentially a 24-hour thing. Yeah. I thought I heard something. Okay, and going back to Tony's quote, more than likely the perpetrator may face family issues and pick on other kids. Other than that, it might be how a student dresses or their look or whatever. And Steve said the oldest explanation in the book, although it still doesn't make it right. What we need to do is work on both sides. Okay, and going back to Tony once more, it is indeed a tough issue that needs to be tackled not just by their peers, it needs to be done by everyone. It is one problem that gets ignored until someone, does something bad. And Steve finally says, as above, we do need to stop all people from being victims. At the very least, we need to show people that the responses that are commonly seen in the news all too often are not inappropriate or not the appropriate way to handle things. So very, very interesting topic for this month. Um, so bullying is not something that should be done, and I'm not, um, saying go and bully someone. I'm not saying don't go and bully someone. I'm just saying don't. Never mind. Like I said, it's 10:40 right now, so um, okay. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, over here. I don't know where they put it down here, they put it. Let me know what you think about this stuff. So then I can feature your comment in the next video. Let me know what you think, and then we can talk about it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or oh, I'm a Texas Ranger now, so yeah, I'm gonna come and arrest you. Boom. This is from summer camp, like from earlier this year. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom. Share it to your dad. Show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care. Don't get raped, because that's bullying. That's bullying, and we don't want bullying, right? So yeah, I've wasted about a half an hour of your time. Sorry about that. Yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next video.